Hello, hello, and welcome back to Minotaur Hotel. We're back with the other Minotaur and friends, right? Right. Can't wait for Hinterlands 3. His lips part to say something, but as approaching Discord, but in approaching Discord makes him freeze. Outside, you hear a car approaching. From your respective angle, only Asterion can see the car. He lets out a sputtering cough, just as large a presence. Trundles in. Whew. Guys, this is gonna be a good episode. Who is this man's? What? What's this Trigon looking ass motherfucker? Okay. Man, anyone remember that episode of Teen Titans Go? You know, famed, non-controversial Teen Titans Go, in which Trigon showed up and was wearing like a dad sweater, and you're just like, yeah, that's about right. Good afternoon. The creature between you and Asterion carries a suitcase in either hand. One small enough to carry at his side, and the other a storage trunk too unwieldy not to drag. Unwieldy. Oh, he's got a gut. Okay. He gives Asterion only a passing glance before settling on you. Pardon my ignorance, but is this establishment a hotel? He snorts, but his hardened nostrils do not flare. His throat lets out a grave hum, almost a purring, and his body emits a bonfire's warmth. Praise the sun. Yes, this is a hotel. He remains unfazed by your delayed response. Excellent. Once more, pardon my ignorance. I saw no sign on the road indicating this place's nature or its name. Regardless, I am glad the directions were correct. Please excuse my untimely arrival. Assuming you have vacancy for a guest without a booking, I would like to check in. If possible, I would like to stay for 28 days. He pulls out from his pockets a booklet and credit card and lays them on the desk. Robert? Okay. You will find my documentation is in order. My name is Robert of Geneva, and you may consider me a Swiss citizen. You may check my passport. You will find I am a law-abiding citizen, like any other. I see. You open his passport. Its pages are filled with stamps from all over the world. The page with his personal information features the picture of a surly-looking man. It does bear some resemblance to the demon in front of you, albeit only in a very abstract way. As your eyes focus on it, however, the enchantment fades away, and gradually Robert's face is revealed beneath the glamour. Well, I suppose it all checks out. If you could just fill out these forms, sir. With pleasure. He's got glasses. Okay. Okay. From your attitude, I take it that my kind are not welcome here. This hotel takes in those who are lost. If you found your way here, then I take it you fit the bill. As with any guest, you will be welcome as long as you abide by our code of conduct. You will find a copy of it included with our paperwork. Is that so? Let's see. Of course, these terms are unconventional. I am happy to see you have such strong norms here, very fitting. Oh, big. Very well. Is everything in order? It would seem so. Asterion, could you take our guest to his room?
Yes, sir. Please come with me, Mr. Robert. Allow me to take your luggage. How courteous of you. But worry not. I'll take it myself. Let us proceed.
Robert has checked into the hotel.
Oh, I mustn't forget. I happened to find a lost traveler while on my way here. Good senses told me to ignore him, but the acrid landscape convinced me otherwise. I gave him a ride, but as you can see, my passport seems to have malfunctioned. The poor fella has quite a scare. He must still be recovering in the parking lot. If you would be so kind, could you offer him some support?
Of course, it would be our pleasure. We can have a room prepared for him as well.
Perhaps he will appreciate your offer. Very well. I won't take any more of your time. Mr. Asterion. What a traditional name.
Oh, this is good smirk.
Mr. Asterion, let us proceed.
And there's oh, hey, it's yeah, okay. And there's the lost traveler. After giving the hotel's interior a peek, he tiptoes inside his way in, scarcely making a sound. Hello, good evening. Are you the fellow who rode with Mr. Robert?
Ah, yes. That's me, Mr. Robert, as you call him. Gave me the scare of a lifetime. My heart is still beating out of my chest. Imagine what it's like getting a ride from a stranger, and he turns into a demon, with horns and everything. I was about to start pleading with him not to take my soul. Still can't believe I'm alive and breathing. It doesn't help I have no clue how we got here.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. I can imagine how tough it was. I too had a sudden run-in with a very fantastical person a while ago. Might take a while to get used to, but it gets easier with time.
Is that so?
The stranger eyes becomes hawk-like for a split second.
Say, would you be so kind and tell me where I am?
This is a special kind of hotel. We specialize in taking in people who might be going through a rough time. Would you say this is a hotel for...
would you say this is a hotel for the lost?
Yes, that's a nice way to put it. And if you'll pardon the pun, you must be quite lost yourself. Mr. Robert told me about your predicament. If you'd like, I can get a room ready for you in a minute, so you can enjoy a good night's rest.
What a kind gesture. I would gladly accept it, except I'm afraid I haven't mentioned the pricing. I'm afraid you haven't mentioned the pricing.
You don't have to worry about that. This operation is essentially humanitarian in nature. We don't need to charge, and if we ever did, our targeted clientele doesn't necessarily always have much money to spare.
No charge, huh? Now, I don't mean to look a gift horse in the mouth, but is that some kind of trick? Nothing in this fine print. Nothing in the fine print I should be aware of.
Are you going to
you were going to twist something around and perhaps say the price was my soul or something?
Not at all. There's no twist. Besides, if someone were to snatch your soul, I'd place a higher bet on the horned demon than the unassuming human.
Well, you know what they say. Appearances can be deceiving. Very well. I suppose I can't reject your hospitality. Although, I wonder how you keep the lights on this place. Like this, if you're not charging for a room and board.
Magic and the creative use thereof.
That doesn't sound exactly That doesn't exactly inspire confidence, buddy.
The magic of hospitality, that is.
Now that's better. Shall I prick my finger and sign in blood, then?
Just fill out this form, if you will. Sorry to say, there will be no soul shenanigans or blood pacts. My business partner would not approve. Whoa, big. The traveler's hand flows over the paper, leaving behind an uninterrupted trail of a line of fine calligraphy. He passes it back over to you with both hands once he has finished. You need to do a double take to be sure you got it right. Very well, Mr. Jean Clement. From Bordeaux, France.
That's correct. Although friends, just call me, Jean.
You look up to the traveler, now with your own set of hawk eyes. That's a very remarkable name.
Classy, isn't it? It was my father's idea, to honor his uncles. My father does that sort of thing all the time. Now, I'm afraid I didn't get your name, Mr.
Just call me Mr. Josh. I suppose you must be tired. How about I give you a quick tour of the facility and escort you to your room?
Mr. Josh, now that is quite peculiar.
In what way?
I'm a delivery man, you see, and I was tasked with making a delivery to a certain hotel for the lost for a man called Mr. Josh. What a welcome surprise. This was perhaps the hardest job of my entire life. Finding you was nothing short of a Herculean task. But it would seem fate, in the form of a demon, has brought us together.
I suppose getting to this hotel might be an arcane task indeed. Sorry it caused you so much trouble. That said, would you rather leave business for later tonight? You are a guest, and it would be awfully impolite of me to not afford you the chance to wash up and have a proper meal first.
Huh, hospitality still lives. Very well, I'll take you up on your offer. We can reconvene later tonight, after I've had some time to relax. If your facilities are half as good as your manners, then I'm sure you'll leave nothing to be desired.
You escort Jean to his room and inform him about the schedule for dinner. Later in the night.
Small. Big.
Nono fetches your and Asterion's order. You didn't even have to correct his notes this time, or remind him not to walk to the kitchen on all fours. Asterion plays with a few crystals from a jar he had left on what seems to have become your designated table. Peculiar day, wouldn't you say? Not every day we get. A demon. I'm not very knowledgeable about this whole mythology is real thing. Was it common for the hotel to house demons in olden times?
No, it wasn't very common for us to get many non-humans in the first place. It is quite extraordinary that our first two guests were who they are. But even among the more fantastical of our guests, no, never in all my years did we house a demon. I am just as lost as you are.
Did you ever see a demon like him while you were in Hades?
Most certainly not. He is like nothing I ever saw down there.
Do you think he'd know something about gods and the afterlife? Could he be dangerous? Nah. Could there be a chance he'd know something about the afterlife? Or maybe the gods? He mentioned he's a Swiss citizen, but he might still have some privileged information.
Perhaps. I must admit I wouldn't know. But are you sure you wish to pursue that line of inquiry?
What do you mean? Okay.
It is as the song says. Do you remember? While you live and shine, have no grief at all. Life exists only for a short time, a short while, and time demands his due. That is to say, perhaps it is for the best that mortals do not go too far in the pursuit of knowledge about what lies beyond. What you learn may be unsettling, and a man's life is far too short for such grievances.
I see your point, and you may be right, but I was thinking that what he could know may be useful in how we manage the hotel. Maybe he knows something about the Greek gods and where they are now. Even if mortals shouldn't ask too many questions about things like that, we could still benefit from learning and thinking ahead.
Big.
Your conversation is cut short as you and Asterion notice a duo approaching your table. None other than Jean and the Jean delivery man and Robert the demon. You and Asterion straighten up.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Bonjour.
What a fine night you have. So graciously provided. Robert and I couldn't let it pass without taking a minute to compliment your hospitality. Indeed, you are leading a fine establishment, Mr. Josh. It's truly a sight to behold.
Okay. That is very kind of you. It's a relief to hear such words. I'll take them as a confirmation that we are succeeding in our mission. That said, I cannot lose the chance to clarify, Mr. Robert. My dear friend Asterion here is my co-owner of this hotel. Truth be told, we're both the brains and bronze of the operation. More often than not, I find myself playing only a supporting role in this role in facilitating his good work. Once more, your kindness is dearly welcome, but it should be directed at my partner instead of me.
Is that so? I stand corrected then. Mr. Asterion, I am thoroughly impressed with the structure you have here. You are very kind, sir. Would the two of you care to join us for dinner tonight?
Don't mind if I do. Oh, okay.
Tell me, who designed this place? Before coming to this lounge, I took a stroll, and it seemed as if the hallway stretched on forever, branching left and right, every half a dozen doors. Common sense told me I'd become irreversibly lost if I wandered too far. But I'd find my way back to the reception in the blink of an eye if I so much as thought about returning. How was this effect achieved? I absolutely must know more about the architecture behind it. Oh, the architect. It was my...
He grasps at the words he wishes to say, somewhat lost in possibilities. Endless possibilities? Okay. He directs only the briefest glances towards you. The Minotaur searches your face for disapproval, jealousy, pride, but finding nothing of the sort, Asterion returns his gaze to the two guests.
The hotel is very old. It was a distant ancestor of mine who engineered it. But its latest iterations. Yes, I got there. Fuck you. Is my own design, and a work in progress at that. As for the hallways, I do wish I could share the knowledge with you, but my forefathers would not look kindly on it. How unfortunate. I am sure many a mathematician would appreciate learning your forefathers' methods, but your rejection is easy to accept. If you'll not think it presumptuous, I shall consider it a secret of Minotaurs. How fitting it is that in the modern days, in modern days, so destitute of wonder, your kind would still command, command ancient traditions. And to think that the whole world of mythical beings, even I, believed your lineage to be only a legend. Pardon, buddy. If you'll excuse my bluntness, you're a demon. Likewise, if I understand correctly, you were talking about this place being some kind of infinite hotel. And then you say mythical people like Minotaur are just legend. How can that be? Isn't that quite the hypocrisy? It may seem so at first, surely. There are many kinds of supernatural beings roaming the world even today, hidden thanks to the charms. But that does not mean every legend, myth, or folktale is about some unseen species. For centuries now, among scholars in of fantastical nature, it has been firmly believed that minotaurs are just a myth. That the Cretan, it is a Cretan legend. Pardon me, I suppose that could be a point of pride for you, yes. Very well. It is believed the Cretan legend of the Minotaur hid a more mundane truth. One of the hypotheses is that the so-called Minotaur were merely a priest or holy man who took on a helmet shaped as a bull's head during certain ceremonies or sacrifices. As for the story of how he came to be, well, as the myth goes, the Cretan queen took the bull's lurch with the assistance of crafty Daedalus, correct? But the motif of a divine woman consorting with a divinely created bull is reoccurring in the Minnow's royal lineage, so it is speculated that the tale is merely analytical. Oh heaven, I'm rambling. I'm sure our fine host knows much more about the topic than anyone else could. Though it would not surprise me if he's somehow bound to secrecy. Secrecy. I can get there. Fuck you. Asterion's nostrils flare as he lets out a long breath of air. You can just notice him biting his lip, but overall, there doesn't seem to be distress in it. My family has its own version of the story, one which I believe is very accurate. The Minoan royal lineage was closely related to the gods in many ways. It was common over the generations for the Olympians to take on the transitory form of a bull, to bless that generation's queen with a special heir. To summon a god, the king would offer his own blood in what was a holy and revered ritual. It was said the children descended both from the king, whose blood had inherited the right, and from the god who answered his call. Wait, so if queens often did that as a respected ritual, what made passive? Fuck, I'm. Well, mind. Oh my god. Did I hurt my back? I hope so. That'd be fucking hysterical. No, wait. Nah. I'm fine. I'm fine. I am. Yeah. What's-her-face's actions any different? There was no blessing in her case, only a curse. Asterion's eyes wander to yours. You blink, and he does the same with a face as stoic as stone. I think I'm gonna end the part here. I'm not tired, but I am drifting. Like my mind is drifting. I'm like leaning back and forth. I just don't. I think I'm a little bit lost.
But that's okay. I'll get there, guys. Don't worry. I'll see you around. Hopefully. Have a good day, everyone. Love you.